So all I'm going to do is just duplicate it. So this one is not the same size as the other one I created on the other video with the Sesame Street theme. Only because I wanted a bigger label for this theme, because they are so the detail I think was going to be too much for that little label that was originally designed for that other and that other video. So I'm going to recreate. I made my label a little bit thicker on the sides here, but I left it the same length. It's still going to fit the same bubble wands, the big bubble wands I got off of Amazon, and those will be linked in the video. They are also linked in the past video I did. Alright, so this is how the template will be. All I did was a Google search for Space Jam wallpaper, I think it was. And I found a few that I liked. Maybe about 5 or 6 designs. For this specific background on this one, it's going to have the... it has the blue space-like background. And that's what I really was looking for this theme. And this is the one I chose. So that's going to get inserted. Okay, here it is in my background. You can see a little bit of... if I were to scale this out, you're going to start to see the little clip arts that are on the design, which I don't want. So if I scale it down more, see how it starts to show the logo? I don't want that logo. I want to keep it where it's just the blue space here. And I think it's 147. No, 147. There. So that's fine if it has these little glow parts on the side. That's not a big deal. It doesn't bother me. Alright, so next I'm going to go to my file, open, and I Google searched Space Jam characters, I think it was, and I found this one here. I am going to get that inserted. It is a PNG, which I really love, because they don't have that white background I have to remove and all that junky stuff I don't have time for. So, but one thing of caution, if you wanted a centerpiece out of these and you wanted it to cut out, you do have to do a trace and detach, because if you try to run this through your machine and you printed it and you think it's gonna be all cute, like, but I just don't know, you have an imaginary line in your head, I don't know, but it's not going to cut out around the characters. It's going to cut that box that it has, that invisible transparent box it has. Let me show you what I mean. So let's say I wanted to run this to my machine and tell it to cut it out for me. Whoops. It'll be great if it was on the mat. So let's say I want to cut this out. Cut edge. You see how it has that box around it? You can't see it when you're designing, but there is that box. For stuff like that, I do recommend you trace and detach. But for this thing, I'm going to hand cut it, so I'm not worried about it overhanging on the side or anything, because it's not gonna matter because I'm cutting them by hand. So this image was placed here, and I'm gonna bring it as far as I can. Okay, so this is the other logo I did, was this clip art here. It's actually a wallpaper as well. So I am going to merge that onto my sheet, or onto my canvas here. Very good quality pictures. I'm going to downsize it and make it fit my piece here. Now let's get to this part here. This part I did have to cut and create myself. Okay, so this was the original piece, which is this up here. I'm going to erase this because we don't need that. This was the original piece. This piece right here on the top, that is the original Google search image I got. All I did was remove this bottom piece where it says a new legacy, and I removed the space up here. So now I'm able to fill it in with whatever names I want. And then let me move it on the side here so y'all can see how I did this. I just added the names with a little bit of offset, kind of slanted the light blue to the right, and then I lowered it down just to give it like a shadow. I was trying to think of the word. I gave it like a blue, lighter blue shadow on the edge, and then a white outline, just so that it can pop when it is on the label. Let me go ahead and recreate that for you. There is a website I love to use. I am going to show you what it is. It's very useful, and it's great for removing backgrounds. It's called clippingmagic.com, and you do have to pay for it. I think it's like $3 or $4 a month. Don't quote me on that, I'm not sure, but it just gives you credits each month, and you can use so many credits a month, and they roll over to the next month. So, but if you cancel, I think they take them all away from you, and you're basically starting all over. So I just let it keep rolling. So here's my image right here. I'm going to click on it because I've already done it. But this is what it does. It removes what you don't want and keeps what you want, and that was what helped me to create this right here. If I do this in the silhouette, it's just too much going on for me. I would have to well, I still had to do a trace and detach for this one, but we'll get to that in a minute. Just removing all of this with the eraser, it just takes too much time in the Cricut, in the silhouette, for me at least. So all I did was, where you see green is the parts you want to keep, and where you see red is the parts I took away. That is a fabulous thing about this app, or this software, is that it removes the backgrounds quite precisely. I do use it a lot, and I've used them for my grad fans a lot. Or any image I want to remove the background on, this helps tremendously. So you then make sure you always click that you want the plain white background, because if you leave it like this, that's how it's going to print out, or that's how it's going to download, and it's going to go into your software like that, and it's going to be really hard to remove all those little checkered pieces. Maybe not for the Cricut, but for the silhouette it is. This is what I ended up with. This right here, using the clipping magic. I'm going to simply trace and detach, and So I did a trace and detach, and this is what I ended up with. Perfect. Now I could change the name and age to however many different times I want to. This was a double party, so for an 8-year-old and 11-year-old. So that's why it has two names, but normally I would just have it with one name. And I will show you how I did that. So I'm going to click on fonts. And I'm going to type in Cadence 8th. So Cadence 8th and Jam, and that is like the thing for this movie. So that's a lot of things that I was seeing, like when I did search on the images and like party favors, like to get inspiration, like how other people were creating these, or just kind of like some design ideas. I saw a lot of this, like the child's name and then Jam under it, which was pretty cool. I really liked that. So the font I used was Halloween Days. So I used the color, like the darker blue, which you see here on the space, the word space. That's the blue I used. So I'm going to tap on the blue. There we go. Outline in that same blue. Now, to get this shadow effect, all I did was offset it to 0.030. Apply. Then I went to the lighter shade of blue here. Whoops. Then I'm gonna, excuse me. Now I'm gonna group that so that it's not moving off of the, okay, so now I moved it down, and then now I'm gonna move it to the right. There we go. There's that little shadow. If you want it less, if you don't want it so thick like that, you can just do 0.020, 0.10, just depending how thick you want it. Now I'm going to group those together and move it over the Jam part here. Now I'm going to highlight those together, align, and center. And that's going to give me that, make sure it's all together, spaced correctly, or lined up correctly. Then I'm going to hit group. I am going to offset both of them, the name, age, and the Jam all together, 0.040, because I don't want it too thick of a white line around it. Just enough that it bounces off the background that I'm placing it on, because it's very dark. It's a very dark background, and these letters are dark as well, so it needs to bounce off of something so that it's not looking too. Now I moved it off the mat so you can see what I'm talking about. Now I am going to copy that and bring it back over to my label. So since I just made it one name, I'm going to remove the double name. But you can do double names if it's a double event. Of course, like mine. So I'm clicking the background shape and the logo I just applied. I'm going to click Align Object, Align Center. There. I wasn't off too much, but that was it. That was close enough. Alright. So that is it. This is my design. And you can design anything you want too. And this is for the bubble wands I got off of Amazon. Thank you all for watching. Stay tuned for the assembly video.
Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. So I am working on Space Jam bubble wand stickers. For these stickers, I made them a little bit, thicker here on the edges because I wanted everything to focus on the characters, and I added the name with the age and the birthday. And I printed this on the Glossy cardstock sticker paper. Alright, the bubble ones I got off of Amazon. This was from the same pack of the Sesame Street theme I did. Alright, so I have the blue, green, red, and yellow. These are my labels. I have 4 labels. I probably could have fit an extra label here, but only because I created 4 designs. I'm just going to keep it like this. So I'm going to cut these by hand, only because I think it's faster. If you have one of those cutting board things, by all means use it if that's what you prefer. I don't like using those because I get impatient and I want to chop everything off fast. Then it ruins my edges really bad. Like, I don't know. Maybe I need to sharpen my blades. Okay, we got our labels cut out. So here they all are. I am going to just start assembling. So let me see. I just want something that, I don't want it to be blue on blue because I want it to pop. I want the colors to pop. But then again, I have no choice because that's all I have. Alright, this one looks good on the blue. This one looks really nice on blue. So I'm just going to peel off my sticker. And you're going to see how good the label still is. It's like really, it's a perfect size. I could have made it longer to make the balloon, the bubble one, to fit on the bubble one more. But I don't know what size her bubble ones are. I didn't even ask her. She just wanted the bubble labels and that's what I made her. She didn't specify the size or anything, but I do prefer using these. I'm going to lay my bubble wand like right on my my mat here. That's going to help me guide where to place. I can see through right through the tube there, and it's going to help me get a straight line as possible. Just press it down. I love these mats. They help you measure when you're just on a quick order or something. You got to measure something. You got time to look for your tape. These are perfect. Alright, so I'm just going to run my finger back and forth, roll it. Careful not to touch my bottom sticker to the table. There. There it is. Cute. I really love this. I love the way it came out. out really cute. I really love all of them. I like this one the most because, well, I like these two. The yellow just makes everything pop, and the blue with this orange background is really nice together. Okay, I will have pictures at the end. Thank you all for watching. See you next time.